Hello and fucking hell. Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. Yeah, I'm up here now again because we're back on the Commodore 64. And do you think I can actually do an intro without sort of like, you know, half choking to death during the start of it? Anyway, for this one then it is Relentless 64, which, well, you can see was by Paul Kuistra, Harris, Cladis and Pierre Martin. I've got the last one right. Don't know who they are all, you know, what they are known as collectively. But this came out in 2019. Yes, this is so far the only 29 release I have on any system. It shows you how often I buy games these days. Now the fact that this is called Relentless 64 tells me that this is basically a Commodore 64 version of something like a browser game or something. I don't know. I've never seen any other version. I've never heard of this until I got this file, which was sent to me by Shock Horror, Mr. Mainmeister. So yeah, cheers for sending this. He also sent a load of other games within it as well. I'm sure at some point I'll get around to covering each of those. But yeah, I thought I'd do this one first of all. And the first impressions when looking at this title page are, for a 2019 release, this looks fucking horrible. I'm assuming this is some sort of like competition entry, and maybe it's being done to, I don't know, they had some limitation, like they could only use a set amount of memory or something, 16K or whatever. But yes, this title page looks fucking horrible. Music in the background though is pretty fucking good. So old Pierre Martin, yeah, not bad at all. The in-game music is pretty good as well. So let's get the game underway. As you can see, I've set it to easy. Good reason for that. I'm shit at this. But that's hard for some people to believe. Right, here we go. So, yep, you can see straight away it's a shoot 'em up. And yeah. It's, well, I mean, if I was to describe it as run-of-the-mill, that would make it sound like I think it's a bit shit. I don't think it's shit. I'm shit at playing it, as I've just shown there. But now it does have quite a distinct feature, which makes it, as far as I'm aware, unique. Compared to any other, you know, Commodore 64 shoot 'em up game, which is that the levels just keep on coming. It never stops until you've lost all of your lives. So there's no sort of like pauses between levels. There's no end of level bosses. So here we are. I've now done zone 1 and we're now into zone 2. So level 2, it just carries on. And so that is clearly where the fucking cunt. Yeah. That is clearly where the Relentless title comes from, because the action is totally relentless. Now this level does do one of my not so major pet hates, but nevertheless it is still a pet hate, which is that there are huge amounts of the screen that you just can't enter because they are effectively blocked off by stuff in the background. R-Type seemed to be the one that started it off. Why is it R-Type is always the game that started off, you know, a feature that I fucking hate. But then later on, games like fucking Armalite in particular took it to ludicrous extremes. This one hasn't so far, but then I haven't really lasted long enough to know for sure. Right, that's zone 2 done, so now we're into zone 3. A lot more, yeah, a lot more of these fucking ground base targets here, so now I'll go and watch what I'm doing, and I think that's game over, yeah. Well, let's get another game underway. Let me guess, I have to put it in the fucking arcade style. I think it does save your scores to the disc or file or whatever. I mean, all of those graphics on that title page I think are made using Petsky, you know, which, yeah. So let's, well, let's get the review underway then. Graphics, the in-game, hang on. Fucking hell. It's not often I can get away with that in a, while playing a fucking shoot 'em up, especially if you play them as shitty as I do. Anyway, yes, let's, fucking hell, I nearly made a right bollocks out of that. Anyway, let's try again with starting the review. Graphics, yeah, as I've already said, the title page graphics I think are fucking horrible. But the in-game graphics, alright, they're not mind-blowing. I mean, this is no fucking Armalite or whatever. I mean, I don't like Armalite, as I've mentioned many times in the past. I'm really fucking this up now. But, you know, I can't deny it looks good. So yeah, visually, I mean, you can't say that visually it looks horrible. No, it fucking doesn't. But yeah, not the greatest I've ever seen. But this is one of the reasons why I think this is probably, you know, an entry to a competition where the game had to be coded within a set amount of memory, and that set amount was not very high. Nevertheless, when you consider that the game just carries on and on and on and on, it doesn't, you know, there's no pauses. It means that there is a fucking hell of a lot in terms of, you know, the levels that have to obviously run from memory. There's no loading or anything. It's not a multi-load. It is, as the title suggests, Relentless. Anyway, so yeah, visually, yeah. In terms of audio, I think the music in the game, whether it's title page or in-game or whatever, I think the music is fucking great. I do like it. Sound effects are pretty generic, but, you know, they work. Looks like Zone 3 is most definitely my limit. That's around the same place I got fucking killed last time. My score was a lot better though. Start a third and final game while I get the review finished. Yeah, so graphics and audio done. Gameplay, it is your standard horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up, or at least your first impressions are that it's your standard horizontal shoot 'em up, and then you find out why the game is called Relentless. So yeah, you have no breaks at all. It just keeps on scrolling. I do like the way that the game continues to just keep on going when you've lost a life, rather like if you're playing Salamander. I fucking hate it when games have, you know, restart points. So yeah, definitely get an additional point for that. Now, I'm fairly sure this game is freeware as well, so you know, even if you do think it looks fairly simple, trust me, it may look fairly simple, but it does get fucking difficult. Or at least it does if you play shoot 'em ups as well as I do. So, you know, it's definitely worth a play. I was about to say you definitely get your money's worth, but you don't spend any fucking money, so yeah, that would have been a rather stupid point to make. Right, you cunt. I am fairly sure I've heard this music before, or at least something similar, but I can't for the life of me think or remember where. So the chances are I'm just way off the mark, and in fact it is completely original. I just oh fuck. Okay, I thought I had really fucked it. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, you cunt. I thought I'd got through there. So here we are, back on the level 3 again, which means I'm definitely going to lose my last life any moment now. There you go. Alright, well, so there you go, that is Relentless. It absolutely lives up to its name. Visually, yeah, it goes from fucking horrible on the title page to, you know, so-so in the game. It never, or in game, it never looks fucking horrible. But it's not exactly outstanding either. In terms of audio, the music I think is fantastic from start to finish. Every piece of music in this game is great. Sound effects are pretty generic, but they do the job. And the gameplay, again, it's your standard, you know, horizontal shoot 'em up. No power-ups or anything, or if there are, I haven't found any. But you soon find out why the game is called Relentless. There's no pauses, no breaks or anything. You go straight from one level to the next. So, yeah. The chances are, even if you are quite an accomplished shoot 'em up player, you're not going to find this a walk in the park, because you've got to keep your concentration there at all times. So yeah, not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, so I don't think it's too bad. I will score it 7 out of 10, and like I say, I'm fairly sure it's freeware, but don't quote me on that. If it is, I'll stick a link to the download in the description. Well, there you go. So that is Relentless 64. Yep, 7 out of 10. Definitely the best 2019 release I've got. Right, that brings this review to an end, and we'll see you on the next one.